Hello everyone, my name is Griffin and we are back with another reaction video. We are reacting to another Isaac Butterfield video. This one is called TikTok Sickness. Now I do believe there are a lot of things wrong with TikTok, but there are also some good sides to it. It's taught a lot of things and it's kept people up to date on a lot of other things that the media and the government just don't really care to report on. But, you know, it's both good and bad. But let's see what this has to say.
There is a service provider with the National Disability Insurance Scheme that is offering visits to strip joints. That's right, in their promotional material, they say from the strip club to a doctor's appointment, nothing is off limits.
G'day ladies and gentlemen, the Buttsman here, and that is the most Australian thing that I've ever seen. The National Disability Insurance Scheme, the NDIS, they are providing disabled people with access to strip clubs, and I for one have never been happier or harder. Now, on to the video. In this video, ladies and gentlemen, we're looking at the sickest generation of all, the TikTok generation. They are ill, they are falling apart, and the app very much is to blame. I genuinely believe that social media, particularly TikTok, is a social contagion. It is spreading everywhere and affecting people detrimentally like nothing that we have ever seen before as a species, particularly Gen Z. This is leading to them not only self-diagnosing themselves with problems, but self-medicating as well, labeling themselves as having issues and then living that life. They also now know how to work doctors, making them give them medication that they perhaps don't even actually need. Now, I could be talking about a few conditions here, a few actual medical issues that TikTok, I think, is making worse. Now, you probably think that I'm talking about gender dysphoria, talking about trans people. Well, I'm not. But I do think that that is a very serious issue that TikTok is making worse that we are ignoring. But this isn't about gender. This video right here is about something that I'm hearing so much about and so many people now apparently have it. This video is about ADHD. Much like autism, it seems everyone now has a claim.
Yeah, I think a lot of these self-diagnosed problems that people seem to mysteriously out of nowhere have is because a lot of people see what's going on these creators for TikTok that some of them probably legitimately have, and they start imitating, knowingly or unknowingly imitate them, and then they out of nowhere start to believe that they have it, when in fact they actually don't. And instead of actually going to a medical doctor to see if they have it, excuse me, they just self-diagnose themselves and they believe they have it. Like, there are a lot of people out there that what is it called? Tourette's. There are a lot of people, like, Tourette's wasn't a very common thing. It just wasn't. It was kind of a rare thing to have. And then all of a sudden, a lot of these people start showing up on TikTok with Tourette's, and some of them that do legitimately have it. And a lot of these people see them, and then they start imitating them, and then they think, oh, I have Tourette's now. No, you don't. You're just an idiot. A lot of these people also that don't have it, that act like they have it, they're just doing it for attention, which is just very horrible, because a lot of the people on TikTok are kids and they're freaking sponges. You can't be teaching them this shit when you don't actually have it. That's just not right.
Claim, or has made a claim that they have ADHD. And if you spend any time on TikTok, you'll start to see videos like this. 4 signs you might have ADHD.
I hate these type of videos so much. 4 signs this many signs that, this and that. These type of videos are so fucking stupid. And a lot of these people make these videos, like I said, they're just doing it for the views, for the attention, and they don't actually know what the fuck they're talking about.
Okay, let's see what they are. Constantly picking hair, skin and nails. Focusing on the wrong task. Zoning out of conversations. What did I walk in here for again?
All right, the fourth one is actually very explainable. It's and I can't explain it very well because I've had it explained to me, but I can't remember the exact reason. But for some reason, it's like whenever you get into a new room or walk through a doorway, it's like your brain just goes off and just sometimes forgets because it's like taking on a new environment, and I can't explain it. But there's a reason. It's like you go through a doorway and all of a sudden your brain forgets why you're going in there. It's like your brain just reset itself or something. But walking into a new room and forgetting why you went into that room is not as rare as you think. It happens to a lot of people. It's not because you have ADHD, ADD, or any sort of mental disorder. It just happens.
Lady, that's what everyone does. If you diagnose yourself with ADHD because of those 4 things, then everyone in the entire population must have this fucking illness.
The constant picking hair and nails, people just do because they're fidgeting. And it's out of boredom.
Because everyone
focusing on the wrong task. I don't think that's really a sign of ADHD. That's just a lot of people do that.
Does that shit. Have you ever walked into a room?
Zoning out of conversations. A lot of people do this because a lot of the conversations a lot of people have are just not very engaging or interesting. So people zone out because they're not interested.
And forgotten what you were walking into the room for. Of course you fucking have. Everyone has done that. Picking your nails, chewing on your fucking fingernails. Everyone does that shit. People are watching these videos non-stop. Then it gets into your algorithm. Then it's all you watch. All you see is ADHD related content. And what do you think? Well, I must fucking have it. Then you diagnose yourself with it. Now you are one person with ADHD and you start to blame all of your issues on it. Then you try to medicate, you go to the doctors. It is a slippery fucking slope. This is a big issue, ladies and gents, because ADHD is a real medical condition that a lot of people have, but it's not this many people. And this means that there are people out there that think they have it, but they don't. Like this video here, 1.5 million likes. How to know you have ADHD. Oh, okay. Interesting.
Okay, let's see.
You randomly get zoned out.
Again, this happens to a lot of people. This is very common. People get zoned out because they're not interested. If something is not interesting, it is not keeping your attention. And therefore, you're going to zone out. That's just how you work.
So does everyone.
A lot of people are indecisive because there are many interesting things.
Very indecisive. What am I going to have for dinner?
Again, the room thing.
I don't know what I want. Oh, I must have ADHD. Ugh. Forget what...
It's funny. This happens to me a lot more than it probably should. I don't have the greatest memory, but as soon as I walk into like another room, I forget why I went there. As soon as I walk back out of the room, I was like, oh yeah, that's why I went in there.
Everyone fucking does that. I've covered that.
Reading a whole page and nothing goes in, so you have to read it. Again, because here's the thing. When it comes to reading, learning, doing something, a lot of this stuff, if it does not hold your interest, you're not going to very easily remember it, or it's just going to go basically in one ear and out the other. So unless it fully captures your attention and you're very much interested, you're not going to retain the information very well. If you are very interested in it, it's something you like and you want to, retain the information, you're gonna. That's just how our brains work. This is not a thing of ADHD.
This fucking music. Fucking jump off a bridge. Reading a whole page and nothing goes in, so you have to read it again. Okay? Once again, everyone. This is not just ADHD, this is just...
Random bursts of... Everyone gets random bursts of energy.
This is why everyone thinks they have it. Random bursts of energy. It's called being human, idiot.
Not sitting until someone calls it out. Not sitting still until someone calls it out. Yeah, a lot of people do that.
Mate.
Again, everybody has mood swings.
ADHD is an important diagnosis for a lot of men and women and young boys and young girls who genuinely have an issue, and medication can help a lot of people. I know people who it has really helped, but a lot of people won't, and this is probably why I made this video. A lot of people won't get the help they need because there are so many people thinking they have this issue that the entire medical industry, particularly here in Australia, is so full of people trying to get a diagnosis of ADHD because they think they have it because of TikTok, that people who...
When I was a kid, I was put on Ritalin, which is something you take when you have like ADD or ADHD, I believe. I think it's for ADD, because I was thought to have ADD when I was a kid, or I can't remember which one. It's either ADD or ADHD. And because of that, because of Ritalin, I developed some tics or habits, like doing that a lot, squeezing my eyes, or you see me do that a lot. I've developed tics because of the Ritalin that I was put on for a long time as a kid, only to later find out that I'd never actually had ADD or ADHD, whichever one, and I was just fine. And so I ended up stopped taking Ritalin. It's just, you know,
who genuinely have the illness, the disease, whatever you want to fucking call it, can't get in to see a psychiatrist or a psychologist because every fucking man and his dog thinks they have it. 2 years. That's how long the wait is for some people, because every dickhead thinks they fucking have it.
That's really sad. I mean, a lot of the people who genuinely have ADD or ADHD when they're going for help because they believe they need help. This sort of shit is fucking stupid. They have such a long ass wait time because dumbasses out there see this these type of TikToks that say, if you have these sort of things, you have ADHD, or if this or that. Those sort of videos need to be taken off of TikTok and the internet because it's just spreading stupid shit that makes stuff like this horrible.
You can't all fucking have it. There are hundreds of these videos on TikTok if you just search ADHD, of people convincing other people inadvertently that they have this condition.
All right, from a licensed psychologist. Okay. Losing track of time. Everybody does that. Impulse spending. You just need to learn to, budget because you're an idiot. Trouble listening. A lot of people have trouble listening. Mood swings. Everybody has mood swings. Going all out on new hobbies. A lot of people do that.
These do not show that you have ADHD. They just show that you're a normal human being. But it is quite common to have ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Or is that ADHD something? Who knows? Wow, look.
Attention deficit hyperactive disorder. I believe that's what it actually is.
I just forgot what I was talking about. I must have fucking attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. But why do so many people have it? Well, there is science suggesting that it could be what we are exposed to in utero. It could be as simple as what your mother takes for headaches. A recent meta-analysis jointly analysed data from 6 European birth cohorts representing 73,000 mother-child pairs, and we found that the children exposed to paracetamol, headache tablets, Panadol here in Australia, Tylenol, I think, in America, before birth were 19% more likely to develop autistic symptoms, and 21% were more likely to develop ADHD symptoms than children who were not exposed. 19 and 21% more likely just from taking simple pain tablets, headache tablets. Now that's why my wife and we chose not to do that when she had pretty simple pain when she was giving birth. And there's a lot of different pains that women have when they are pregnant. Now, it might be something as simple as a headache, or it might be rib pain from their bodies fucking expanding because of a giant child growing inside of them. But we chose not to do that because of evidence like this. Now, is that the cause of the rise of ADHD? Who knows? But it's something very interesting and no one really seems to be talking about it. What's also very strange is how ADHD manifests in both boys and girls. It is very, very different, which does fly in the face of the idea that men and women don't exist. For boys, it's the classic disruptive kid in class. For girls, it's more inattentive. They seem to internalize everything. It's too many tabs open to concentrate on one particular subject. ADHD is very different than people who were just forgetting what they were doing when they walked into a room. It's a physical inability to process information. That's what it is. And what we have is a generation of people who have convinced themselves that they have this illness, which means that they will always put a limit at what they do in life because they'll have something to blame. These are social contagions. They're passed through people's phones. Like a sneeze in an elevator, it goes through every single person there and it'll infect 1 or 2 or 3 people. It won't get everyone, but it'll get some of you. And TikTok and these videos have a lot to answer for.
Yeah, it's a lot of these TikToks are just it's more of a poison than it is a cure. Because a lot of these are just creating videos and these people who don't really know any better start genuinely believing in these signs, and then they genuinely believe that they have ADD or ADHD. And it's just these sort of videos shouldn't be on TikTok or any sort of video platform, because it's just making things worse.
You have a whole generation of people fucking confused. TikTok itself is a dopamine machine. No wonder people are hooked. And they're hooked on whatever's in their algorithm. And that might lead them down a path of white supremacy or gender dysphoria or fucking ADHD. The more you watch, the better you'll feel about yourself because you'll have an answer to life's problems. And this is affecting 13, 14, 15, 16-year-olds, and they're growing up into young adults and taking that information and how their lives have been shaped with them into the world. That's not good. Again, ADHD is a very real condition. I know people who have been diagnosed with it and have benefited from the medication. But for others, it's a learnt condition, it's all in your heads, and I'm sorry, fucking TikTok is to blame. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd love to know what you think about it.
I don't think it's solely TikTok, but TikTok does have a major part in it. It's just the internet in general that has brought this problem on. So it's TikTok, it's YouTube. I'm not really sure it's Twitch. I don't think Twitch could be really involved in that. Maybe possibly Reddit. It's Twitter. It's just a whole mess of it, but TikTok, I believe, is a very large part of it, especially with a lot of kids and younger adults, because that's what the main audience is when it comes to TikTok. And they absorb it, and since they don't really know any better, they genuinely start to believe it, and then more and more of these people think they have Tourette's, they have ADHD, they have this, that, and the other thing wrong with them, even though they don't really have anything wrong with them. So it's just, honestly, I don't really know, aside from destroying the internet, I'm not really sure how to fix a lot of these problems.
This video, if I'm on the money or if I'm an absolute piece of shit, or if you lost interest halfway through the video and are still waiting.
It kind of looks like he has some wood shavings in his hair on the right side of his head.
For your ADHD diagnosis. Ladies and gentlemen, be a good motherfucker. Peace in the Middle East, but stinks. Tout le revoir. Bye-bye. Ladies.
Well, that was TikTok Sickness by Isaac Butterfield. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you believe TikTok is a sickness, if TikTok is more of a poison than anything else. But like I said, I believe TikTok is, it's both good and bad. But I would like to know what you all think in the comments below about TikTok. If there are any other videos you'd like to see me react to, please make sure to comment them down below or over on my Discord. The link to my Discord will be in the description below. I do have a channel over on Twitch that I stream to every Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. between the times of 2 and 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Go give me a follow over there, and I would like to see you all over whenever I stream. I hope you all, link to everything will be in the description below. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.